Day 6 of the Olympics is done. Here's the recap. Starting with session 1, we had 65 kilos. What happened?
What happened at 65 kilos? Well, one, Amazad looks like an absolute beast.
Dude.
He dominated Zane Rutherford like we really haven't seen Zane dominated. And then he just did just that, except worse to everyone else, including world champion Musakayev. He made the finals this morning. On the other side, had some great action. Sebastian Rivera had a sick match against Kiyuka, and then Kiyuka makes the finals, pulling him back in. So both Sebastian Rivera and Zane Rutherford got pulled back through. It could be a fire final between Amazad and Kiyuka, but I don't think anyone's beaten Amazad. He looks
unreal.
Different level, different kind of power, different kind of everything.
In 2022, I was at Worlds, and in the back rooms, we were kind of watching on the screen about to interview the medalists as they came back. And Iranian media, when he won, they pointed at him and looked at me, and they were like, Yazdani number 2. And I was like, oh snap. And then he lost in 23. I was like, okay, maybe not Yazdani number 2.
Yeah.
But that version of Amuzad
Oh my
is
God.
is Amuzad. He's not
Yeah.
Yazdani number 2. He's a whole different beast. Like, holy crap. Like,
Yeah.
unreal.
Unreal for sure, and very impressive.
All right, next weight, 97 kilograms.
Yeah.
How did Kyle Snyder look this morning?
Man, I thought he looked great. Had some scary matches. Had a scary one against China. He gave up 4 early and then just broke the guy. Guy got tired. We got a bunch of takedowns, won by 4 or 5. Then the second round against Cuba, this was sick. It was a close 1-point match, and then he's kind of in an over-under short offense, and he just kind of picks him up, boom, plops him down for the pin and a 4 and then the fall, and then he sets up the match against Tajudinov. Tajudinov, the reigning world champion. We knew it was a tough matchup. I really thought Kyle had a really good game plan going into this and just couldn't quite get enough points together. It's like when Kyle got something going, boom, Tajudinov would dive in on a really slick low single, and he scored both times. And one of them, and this was key, catching Kyle in a lace, which is super rare. But Kyle fought the position for a while. He was kind of holding in a chest strap position, and he just kind of allowed Tajudinov to set his hands and get in a lace position. So 2 turned into 4, and then it was just a little too much for comeback. He was coming back. It was like a 6-4 final. Kyle can beat him. There's no doubt about it, 100%. But he couldn't beat him tonight.
And it's tough. Wrestling Tajudinov has got to be like figuring out a puzzle, man. Like,
yeah,
you could see Kyle saw some of the shots were there, but it's like you can't fully commit to them because you want to be hesitant because what happened last time. Like,
yeah.
You could see that, and even at the very end of the match, Taz was gassed, and I felt like
so
he probably could have committed to some of those attacks, but the fear factor was still there because that's just fear factor. Joe Rogan was still there because that's who Taz is, and he's stung him before. So yeah, man, I would love to see them run it back.
Yeah.
I wish that this was like 2021 Olympics, where like 3 months later there's a world tournament.
I know,
and you get to see
awesome.
rematches. Like,
that was
man,
so sick.
I would love to see him rematch him like tomorrow. It would be freaking sick.
Yeah, it would be great. And you know, in the final, it's someone that Kyle Snyder has 4 wins over. So we knew this was basically, for all intents and purposes, the gold medal match. And Kyle's gonna have a tough test tomorrow in the bronze match. It's likely Azarpira of Iran is gonna pull through to that bronze match against Kyle, and you know, he beat him last time they wrestled. So he'll have to be ready if he wants to bring home his 10th straight medal.
And if he does medal tomorrow, I believe he will be the only American besides Bruce Baumgartner, besides Helen Maroulis, to win over 2 Olympic medals. Rare statement.
Yeah, legendary status.
Talk about Kennedy Blades. She looked amazing. The first session. What was her semifinal like?
Semifinal was scary. We had texted the Kyrgyzstan girl before, but man, you don't know how it's gonna go. And it was back and forth. We got out early, and then Kyrgyzstan responded, and then back and forth and challenges, and a good challenge for us gave us an extra point. And closing late, Kennedy did a great job because she's not always the best at like planning herself and holding center. She can get moved around a little bit, and she also operates from space as well to set up her leg attacks. Well, she floated a little bit, and Kyrgyzstan was closing, and she hit some clutch slide-bys on the edge to put her in position to score. A little bit of like almost like remind me of Jordan Oliver, how he used to use the edge in some big matches and basically just turn the mat on him.
Did she end up scoring in that sequence? I remember she had her leg hooked for a long time.
No,
I think it just ate up clock while she was in the lead.
It ate up clock, and she was about to get stepped out.
Yeah,
and boom,
it was awesome.
But she had another one earlier that she did score on.
Super smart tactically.
Yeah, so she's great. She's going for gold against Japan. Not surprised to get it up against Japan, but I really feel confident that Kennedy's going to do it.
Yeah. We were
Absolutely.
talking to some of the fans in the crowd after that session, and they were like super hype on Kennedy, but some of them were a little apprehensive to pick her against Japan. They watched her semi, and they thought that she looked scary. Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I mean, talking with Coach Terry Steiner, he thinks the Colombian is the better wrestler, but doesn't believe. I think from an offensive standpoint, I think Kennedy's the best in the world, and I think that's what it's going to come down to. If it comes down to who can generate offense and score, I think Kennedy's going to win because she can score way, way more than anyone in the world. But if she gets slowed down, if she gets hand fought to death, if she gets, the match is not a Kennedy Blades match, we've seen it can go the other way. But the momentum she's riding right now, one match away from gold, I think Kennedy's going to get it done.
I think
But
Kennedy
it might be scary.
I think Kennedy has matured a lot in the last year or two.
Clearly.
Where she's wrestling a lot more tactically. Seeing her gut out those close matches has been an amazing development that I think it's great.
Yeah, she was a kid. I mean, she's 19,
Yeah.
18, really young. She wrestled in the Olympic trials at 17, so she's
Insane.
She's growing up before our eyes, still very young.
All right, moving on. Kyle Dake's bronze medal match. How crazy was that, dude?
Oh, bonkers. So it started super normal, 1-0 Dake at the break. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna grind out this one. And then I'll just go.
Go.
Exchange on the edge, Sabalov attacking. Dake grounds himself, puts both knees on the mat, and then they kind of slide him off, and his foot sort of comes up, maybe comes up, hard to say. And then after his foot goes out, Dake takes him through on a chest wrap. They end up saying no points for Sabalov, and then shot clock violation, so a point for Dake. So it's 2-0 Dake. Mm-hmm. They go back to center. They start wrestling. They wrestle for a little bit, and then there's a conference. The officials stop the wrestling, and there's a conference. They go, they huddle up, they talk, and then they go back, they go to their seats, and they start wrestling again, and it's 1-1. So they changed the call. They would conference up, change the call. Cody Sanderson immediately challenges. Like, as soon as he figured out what the heck they were doing, the action started, boom, left hand to Cody Sanderson, it's right there on there, challenges. Wrestling continues, it continues. Sabalov ends up on a leg. He exposes Dake for 2. Then they stop the action. They go all the way back to the edge sequence. And they can't do that. And they should not have really counted.
So he hit challenge right after that first sequence.
No.
Right after the push-out sequence?
They challenged after they changed the score.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yes. The second they started wrestling again, Cody hit it.
Because I didn't notice it until after, later.
He hit it right away. I went back, I remembered it that way. Someone tried to tell me that's not how it went. That's exactly how it went, Vinay. It's exactly how it went. And so they went back, they looked at it. They went. You can't rewatch that many different sequences.
It was like 45 seconds later into the match.
It wasn't one sequence. There was the 2 for Sabalov, and then they went all the way back before the score to the out of bounds sequence and reviewed that. And the review official gave this long, rambling, truly not an economic.
Unintelligible.
Yeah, he didn't concisely explain what he was saying. So the dust settles. Dake is irate. He is pleading with them for what they shouldn't be able to go. Anyway, they continue. Wrestling continues, and Dake is down. I think he gives up another point after that, and it's like 4-1. Oh, he gave up 4-1 for the lost challenge. So he lost the challenge, made it 4-1. So then they're wrestling. He's got to come down. There's like 35 seconds left. Dake starts jab faking, hits a go behind, runs corner, gets 2. Comes out, go back, all right, gotta get 2 more. Gets another one. Sabalov's gassed. He took a bogus injury time.
So gassed.
Back to center. Same thing, boom, he gets to the corner, but Sabalov knows he can't give up 2. So he comes up and fights hands. Dake, classic, boom, 5s this guy, feet over the head, plants him right on his back, and then guts him one more time.
Was it 5? I thought it was 4.
Oh, it should have been.
Let's just say it was 5.
That's just what I
believe.
believe.
I don't even remember. Yeah,
That's just what I believe.
sure, why not?
And then that was the match. The match basically ended. Dake is now a 2-time Olympic medalist, 2-time bronze medalist at the Olympics. And man, the anger I was feeling in that moment was insane. Like, I was so mad. I can't imagine. Like, I know Dake, but like, I can't imagine being him. Can you imagine being his family, watching like, this is maybe his last Olympics? We don't know. I will also say, talking with Dake afterwards and interviewing him, I would be shocked if he was done.
Yeah.
The way he was talking. He wants to wrestle at the non-Olympic World Championships in September.
79?
He can't, but he wants to. He wants to. He's like, they said it's not allowed. But he really wants to do that. So
that's great news.
He didn't definitively say, I'm continuing, but he still loves wrestling. He still feels like he can do it. He said, LA's not too far away. It's kind of far, but not that. So I think in his mind right now, he's feeling like he wants to keep going. Now, he's got to make the decision still, but if you're a Kyle Dake fan and you think that's the last time you saw wrestle, if I was betting, I'd say you're going to see Kyle Dake wrestle again.
Well, he's 33 now.
Yeah.
LA is
29.
2028, so he'll be. You stole my joke. You just like sucked it. You stole. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Dang it. Whatever.
Because
dude.
he's getting younger.
Whatever, dude. Yeah, I was gonna make the Dake gets younger joke.
You actually didn't have the face you make before you're gonna make a joke, so I was like, all right, let me cook.
You sucked the wind from beneath my wings.
Sorry.
Whatever, dude. All right. What else?
I think that was kind of it.
Oh my gosh, we have to talk about heavyweight, bro. We have to talk about it. I was so fired.
I was so happy. Zari, I said it on FRL, I'll say it again. I can't stand watching this guy wrestle. What moves does he do? Tell me the moves Zari does. Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. And you know what Gino said? Do the push thing. Because he push, boom, forward him. And then Gino said, let me take this sweep real quick. Sweep, up, down, gut.
Were you surprised to see Zari gutted like that? Because I was shocked.
Gino's gut is amazing.
Okay.
He gutted Gable a bunch of times.
There you go.
But yes. Yes. But he hadn't had a lot of chances on top. So I was like, so at that time, after that last gut, it was 12-1, match over. They go back.
He gets up, he celebrates.
Yeah,
the adrenaline dump has got to be insane.
Insane. Well,
it was insane.
It was absolutely insane because they go back and they take off the last gut, so it's 10-1. And you say, well, he'll be fine. He almost blew it again. It was almost a catastrophe. It was almost the saddest moment in Olympic wrestling history. He blew it against Gable. He almost did it with Zari. What the heck, bro? He kept shooting and giving up go-behinds. Zari doesn't do any moves, bro. It's easier said than done. But he kept shooting, go behind, and it got close. And he got gutted too. And I'm sweating like crazy because I want Geno to win so bad. And then he takes a couple injury times, legitimate ones, and then he just musters up enough strength and holds on for a 10-9 win. He's the Olympic champ. And then he did Zari's celebration. He looked down right here and he goes, boom, and he put the crown on. And then he walked back. And then he walked to Zari and wanted to do the little hug thing.
Zari like shoved him off. He was like, dude, you can't just do that and then try to hug me.
And in that moment, I'm Team Zari. Because it's like, no, man, we're not hugging after you just punk me like that. So, Geno is the Olympic champion. It was awesome. I mean, that's the final like cherry on top of an all-time career. He's a 3-time world champion. He went bronze at the Olympics, silver at the Olympics, gold at the Olympics in that order. Like, how beautiful.
I was scared, not scared, but I was like, man, is he gonna lose last second at the Olympics?
I mean,
two
if
Olympics
you had asked me with like 45 seconds to go,
I was like, Zari's winning.
This is
for
happening.
Sure.
He is gonna blow this. He keeps shooting.
And Geno's such a legend. He's been in the sport for so long. Like, 3-time Olympic medalist.
Yeah.
To see that progression like that, you got to be happy for the guy. I will say, we have a lot of Iranians who watch these recaps. I think Zari is a great champion. First of all, and I don't agree with some of the things that Christian says about him.
Name his top 3 moves.
Underhook, push.
Underhook's not a move. A push is not a move.
2, snap down,
underhook is
go
not
behind.
He don't even snap.
He's a great champion.
Yeah. His number 1 move is his opponent shooting.
Also, there were some people in the comments yesterday who were like, I don't think these guys realized that, they thought we were making fun of Yazdani. We were like kind of like saying it was crazy that he was wrestling with one arm, but I have great respect for him.
Someone hit me up on the street, be like, yo, I don't think you were fair to Yazdani. I was like, what'd I say?
Yeah, I was reading the comments like,
Dylan! That's the big tall guy with the American flag shirt just went by on a line bicycle.
But so yeah, I was like, I want to say, I thought the way Yazdani went out was heroic.
He's a
this
beast.
guy is a
Bro,
beast. We have nothing but respect for him.
Nothing but respect for Yazdani.
For 100%. And we understand that his shoulder was dislocated in that match.
I didn't know if it was shoulder or I don't know.
Yeah, no, his shoulder was popping in and out that whole match.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, we respect that guy. Like, we think the way he went out.
Yeah. Yazdani's, oh my gosh, I'd watch him a thousand Yazdani match before one Zare match. That's just my opinion.
You have to stop this.
I'm not stopping. If you're gonna run interference for him, that just means I have to double down. So you can either quit being PR for Zare and just let the truth be the truth, or I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Are you done?
I think we're done.